Hey y'all,
Hi, I'm Mike,
and this is Katie.
and this is our YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. Honey Bear. Today we're gonna touch base on where we're at in the program. Katie and I is on a 6-month program through Metrohealth Cleveland, Ohio. We're just gonna talk a little bit about like what the requirements are in the program and everything. Today we had another group meeting with other people that a couple people has had the surgery already and a couple people are in the middle of the program themselves. Today I weighed in at 369.
And I was 270. So, I guess the program at Metro, depending on your insurance, we have the good insurance, so we only have to go for 6 months. It just depends. Some programs are 9, some other insurances you have to go for a whole year. So to get into the program, you need a referral from your primary care doctor, and then once you get involved with the weight management department, you have to go to a I guess it's like a orientation meeting about the program itself, what's all involved, all the requirements, basically what's expected of you. And then once you go to that meeting, then they move you on and they start counting your months. So because it's a 6-month program for us, we are required to do 6 weight management appointments where they monitor our weight and basically how we're eating, what we're eating.
We're logging our food.
Yeah. And then we have to do 4 visits with a nutritionist. 3 are before surgery, and then you have 1 after surgery. And then you have to get a sleep study done. It's not optional. And if they decide that you have sleep apnea, and apparently we both are out of focus. There we go. Autofocus. Fantastic. So, we both have sleep apnea, and so we have machines that they gave us that we have to wear. You get 30 days to try your mask out. If you don't like your mask, you can get a new one. But there's requirements through pulmonary that you have to wear your mask 4 hours a day for a minimum of 5 days a week to be at the 70% compliance. And if you're not, then they will push you back and give you another month of trying to get your time in on the machine.
And that's where I'm at right now.
So that's a big deal. Everyone complains about the CPAP. Those who have to have it, which is most everyone. So there's that, and then the doctor requires that everyone have an endoscope done to check out your stomach to make sure you don't have any ulcers or any abnormalities, varices, or anything going on there that would interfere with your surgery or cause complications of any kind. We both had that done. His went much better than mine did. I had mine later in the day. You have to be no food after midnight. You can have clear liquids up till 4 hours prior to your procedure. You're supposed to be underneath of anesthesia. He was completely put to sleep because his was earlier in the day. I mean, I'm a nursing student, so I'm kind of irritated that I was only put into a twilight and that, we have cats. They're fighting. Was put into a twilight and my throat was not numbed, so I gagged and fought them the whole time I was being held down by the staff in the room because I was not properly anesthetized. I'm assuming because it was 5 o'clock and everyone wanted to go home. But besides the point, you have to have it done. We're both on antacids now because we had some irritation in our stomach and redness. So he's on Zantac. I'm taking omeprazole. So then once you have that done, you get clearance from gastro, and then you, if required, depending on your current health problems, You might be required to see a cardiologist. Since I really don't have any health problems prior to this, I was not required to see the cardiologist, but he was.
Yeah, I seen the cardiologist. It was a real quick appointment. He asked if I do any kind of cardio workouts or anything. I told him I usually do like 45 minutes a couple days a week on the elliptical. He was like, pretty much, you're going to get approved because you don't sound like you're going to fall out or anything if you go up a flight of stairs. So that was pretty simple itself.
And then you have to go through psych and get cleared through them. So you have a minimum of 4 appointments. One is to open your case. 2 appointments are they do make you do these tests. One test is about 500 questions, and the other one was like 175.
The last one was like 500.
Yeah, the one before. The one you take a shorter one. It's like 175, 200 questions, and then we had to do another one that was 500 questions. They score your tests to see if you're, crazy, homicidal, suicidal, those kinds of things. If you're depressed.
Every time you go in, sorry to cut you off, but every time you go in, they have you take a survey just to see how your week went. If anything like sets anything off and looks alarming or anything, then they might ask you like, why are you feeling down, or why do you feel like you're eating more, or just little things like that.
So he got his clearance after 4 appointments. I did not, because I have chronic mild depression, so that of course showed up on my tests. I'm now on an antidepressant, so I have to, and I've been nagging the psychologist to grade. They made me take a 3rd test to see if the antidepressant was working, if I was feeling any better. I did the best I could to answer the questions in a positive manner, so I didn't seem so sad. And so hopefully I will get my clearance through psychology. It is required that we go to group meetings once a week. They either offer them on Monday or Tuesday. Tuesdays are in the evening, Mondays are in the afternoon. You have to go a minimum of your last month in the program, and then you're supposed to go for a month afterwards. Obviously, we've been going for a couple weeks now. People who are post-op are not coming to these appointments. So I'm not really sure how they regulate that, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Once in a while they'll show up, I noticed. And it is great that they show up, because people that are pre-op, like, we're able to ask them questions and find out different firsthand, like, what it's like after surgery, like what kind of struggles do you have. And YouTube's great, but to talk to someone in person, you kind of get a better idea.
Yeah, so there's that, and then you have to go, they have monthly meetings, which there is a lot of pre-op people, post-op people who come to these. Maybe, I think last time, maybe like 60, 70 people were there. They do different things. We've talked about how to cook healthy, going to farmers markets and getting like whole foods from there, so it's all local and that kind of a thing. We did exercise one month where they had a spin instructor come in and talk to us about spinning, and then we had it was kind of like Zumba, but not Zumba, but it was dancing, and like we all did a chair workout, and those last for about an hour, hour and a half, and those are once a month. You're only required to go to 3 because they happen to be on Wednesday evenings, and my husband works Wednesdays, and he works second shift, so we have to request days off for those so that we can go. So we did our 3, and we're not going. It's just way too much of a cluster F, and they're really aggravating meetings, but it's required, so we went. So now we're both at the point now where I'm waiting for my pulmonary clearance, he's waiting for his, and I'm also waiting for my psych clearance.
This will be my this will be my 6th visit with weight management also this month, so hopefully I can get some answers and find out what's going on as far as submitting information or all my stuff to insurance and stuff. So because of work and everything, I plan on having my surgery in July anyhow, so it don't really matter.
So, today I also had my second nutrition appointment. She went over with me, I guess she calls them, you know, your good foods, moderate foods, and don't eat these foods list. So we talked about that. She went over with us that they don't want us to have more than 5 grams of sugar in a serving of anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're having a fruit cup and your fruit cup has, you know, it might say light syrup or it says water, you still need to check to make sure that, you know, you're under 5 grams of sugar in a serving, which, I mean, we both have already decided that sugar anything, processed food, we don't really eat a lot of processed food now, but we're just not gonna do that because it's easier to cook things from scratch. You know what you've got, you know what's in there, there's no questions added preservatives or anything like that. So we've started experimenting with protein things. Those are the only processed things I think we were planning to incorporate after surgery. I've tried a few protein bars, you know, like we really like the Fit Crunch bars, and we had a couple of Quest bars, not real keen on those. They taste like silly putty. It's weird. I don't like them.
It was really weird today too when we spoke to the nutritionist. We had asked her about the beef bone broth, and she totally didn't like that idea of drinking bone broth after surgery, which I feel like if you're gonna go through with the surgery, why wouldn't you want like a natural way of getting your protein rather than processed shakes and stuff? And she was more into like, well, there's pills and there's shakes, and I just thought that was kind of weird for a nutritionist to guide us toward the processed stuff she's telling us to stay away from.
Yeah, I'm not sure that she is well versed on, because she was kind of confused as to what was all involved and why we would want to use the bone broth. And, you know, I guess she's assuming that it's calorie loaded when it's not really. And it's more for the mineral and vitamin content than it is really for anything else. So I thought that was kind of strange. But I guess, you know, it's more of a guideline from them. I mean, we plan to do what they say, but, you know, I guess we'll just play it by ear at that point. We're at 13 minutes. What do you want to do?
That's pretty much it.
We good today?
Just wanted to talk about the requirements, the program we're in, just different protein bars and different ways of protein. We're just trying out different things right now. Yeah,
so if you guys got any like recommendations for bars or shakes to try, because I'm sure that, you know, here in the next month or so we're both going to be on a pre-op liquid diet. So if you got any suggestions, ideas, places where we could get samples of protein shakes to try beforehand, I don't want to be, you know, 2 ounces, you know, my tiny little stomach, and, you know, we end up with a bunch of stuff that we can't tolerate or we don't like or stuff like that. So I guess we're going to cut this short because we're about out of time. So thank you guys for watching. If you have questions for us, let us know. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.